Thank you, Chairman. I really appreciate everything organizers done here. That's a great, conference. My topic is peace and maritime cooperation in Northeast Asia under the Belt and Road Initiative. In the title, the keywords are peace and cooperation. Maybe the third word is more important, that is prosperity. You see, we cooperate to achieve peace. In peace, we cooperate, we can achieve prosperity. Okay, you can see on the screen the content I'm going to discuss here. And you see the oceans as an ecosystem provide a huge platform for the states to cooperate to human survival and sustainable development. The consensus of a developing blue economy at the international level demands the cooperation between states in market, technology, and information sharing. As the saying goes, alone we go faster, together we go further. Maritime cooperation makes the states in the region jointly tackle challenges and crises, thus promoting the regional peace and stability. Northeast Asia is no exception. Okay, first I'd like to talk the definition of peace. Understand in Northeast Asia. The history and the development of Northeast Asia has convinced the people here to value peace more profoundly and practically. Northeast Asians generally would rather treat free trade, interdependence, and globalization as fundamental elements in the definition of peace. Promotion of peace by developing economy is a central tenet of the common belief in today's China. The frequently used terms such as economic integration, blue economy, and the Belt and Road Initiative to some extent may imply the Asians' wisdom in understanding peace. Freedom from hostile aggression is just regarded as a low-level peace, far away from a profound peace. As Norman Angell once argued, the growth of economic interdependence between great powers make war between them futile and therefore unlikely. Although he made his speech, his argument in 1919, the positive influence of his theory is consistent with the 21st century trend, and even conducive to further peace. Today's prosperity in Northeast Asia, in a sense, owes much to the theory. Propellants. Maritime cooperation, as we know, is by nature transnational, and thus intention is essential for the cooperation between states. Although the benefits of a close regional cooperation in maritime field are attractive, there are some, barriers, two major barriers in my understanding. The first is the shadow of power outside of the region. You see, even states are likely to compromise. Maybe the influence from our side is negative. For the other, is a sense of distrust between some, parties. This really hints the full cooperation between the states in the area. So my suggestion is that states in the Northeast Asia should work together, arrange various issues such as the development of ocean resources and the protection of marine environment. However, the arrangements should not produce any prejudice to the underlying territorial and jurisdictional issues. Northeast Asia states need to understand that there is no better place for them to build up their trust and the political framework than oceans. They need an opportunity. Next, I'd like to talk about and road initiative. Maybe some of you have heard it. In 2013, President Xi Jinping raised the initiative of jointly building the Silk Road economic belt and the 21st century maritime Silk Road. In 2015, China issued the vision and actions on jointly building the Silk Road economic belt and the 21st century maritime Silk Road, which suggests promoting policy coordination, connectivity of infrastructure and facilities, unimpeded trade, financial integration, and people-to-people bonds. Such initiative also provides Northeast Asia states with the opportunity to overcome their cooperative obstacles because it adheres to the working format of achieving shared goals through discussion and collaboration in construction. There's also a maritime Silk Road designed to build, from Qingdao, China to Korea and Japan. China advocates a Silk Road spirit. Sorry. Yes. Which include peace and cooperation, openness and inclusiveness, mutual learning, and mutual benefit. And this spirit, these efforts implement the United Nations 23rd Agenda for Sustainable Development in the fields of coast and oceans. China is willing to work closely with the country along the road, engage in all-dimensional and broader-scoped maritime cooperation, and build open and inclusive cooperation platforms, and establish a constructive and pragmatic blue partnership to forge a blue engine for sustainable development. As our President Xi said, the Belt and Road Initiative will not be a solo for China, but a real concourse, compromise all the countries along the roads. Next, I'd like to talk about the principles initiated by China. First, shelving difference and building consensus. In order to achieve the consensus, existing international ocean order and the diversified concept of ocean development accepted by the country along the Northeast Asian maritime belt should be respected. The common ground is should be more focused than difference. The second, openness, cooperation, and inclusive development. Northeast Asia is a huge and compatible market. Further opening up the market, improving the investment environment, eliminating the trade barriers, and facilitating trade and investment will certainly benefit the regional economy and the political trust. Inclusive development and harmonious coexistence are promoted. Market-based operation and multi-stakeholders participation. Market rules and international norms should play the dominant role in the cooperation. other, institutions such as international organizations and, some societies, commercial and industrial sectors are also welcome to join. Joint development and the benefits of the sharing. The will of the countries along the belt and the interests of all parties are all respected and calculated. The most important standing point in the cooperation is developing together, benefiting together. A community of shared interest is fostered. The framework. In line with the priorities of the 21st century Maritime Silk Road, China will deepen ocean cooperation by fostering closer ties with the countries along the road, supported by coastal economic belt in China. There are many good examples now. For example, the construction of a China-Russian maritime economic passage, which is leading up to the Antarctic navigation passage. Another example is the China-Korean Maritime Cooperation. In July 2014, when Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Korea, the two sides signed the joint statement expressively stating that the two countries would continue to expand and deepen cooperation in addressing climate change and marine areas. From 2011 to 2015, the Joint Committee for China-Korean Cooperation in Maritime Science and Technology held several meetings before signing the plan for maritime cooperation between two ministries of marine and fisheries, clarifying the direction of the key cooperation in marine science and technology in next stage. In the last few years, China and Korea focused on the Yellow Sea for their cooperative relations. On the platform of the Yellow Sea and the East China Sea Marine Forecasting System Development and Cooperation Research Project, the two sides exchanged the data and the information required by the forecasting system. Another example is the cooperation between China and Japan. In January 2012, China and Japan established a high-level consultation mechanism on maritime affairs and held the first round consultations in Hangzhou, Zhejiang province in May of the same year. In January 2015, the third round of the consultation was held in Yokohama, Japan. The two sides had an in-depth exchange of the views on the China-Japan relations and the issues related to East China Sea and maritime cooperation. The seventh round consultation was held in Haikou, Hainan province in December 2016. This conference provided a big platform for maritime cooperation in Northeast Asia. Cooperation in prospect. To save time, I just go the outlines. The first is green development. I think that's a very common, advocate. China proposes that the country along the road join undertake, maritime ecological conservation and provide high-quality marine ecological, services. I just, to save time and go through quickly. And there are some suggestions I listed here. Okay, you can have a glimpse. The next is the ocean-based prosperity. Promoting development and eradicating poverty are the common aspirations of the people along the road. China is willing to work with the country along the road to jointly survey and develop inventories and banks for marine resources, developing blue economy and mariculture, and try to build up closer cooperations, improve the market environment for international transportation, and to facilitate marine transportation, and to try to build information networks. Next is maritime security. Maritime security is a key assurance for developing the blue economy. Efforts will be made to promote the concept of common maritime security for cooperation in maritime public services, marine management, maritime search and rescue, marine disaster prevention and mitigation. China is willing to strengthen the cooperation. The fourth, innovative growth. Innovative growth is one of the main drivers for the sustainable development of ocean-based economies. Efforts will be undertaken to improve the cooperation in the fields of marine scientific research, education and training, and cultural communication in order to enhance understanding of the ocean, facilitate the application of the scientific and technological innovations, and to garner public support for intensifying ocean cooperation. The next is collaborative governance. The Blue Partnership is an effective way for promoting policy coordination, deepening common understanding, enhancing mutual political trust, building bilateral and multilateral cooperative mechanisms, and jointly participating in ocean governance. Conclusions. In sum, China will work in good faith and with utmost sincerity to promote ocean cooperation with Northeast Asian countries. All the region parties are supposed to confront with both opportunities and challenges while drawing up the blueprint for the new cooperation on Maritime Silk Road. That's my speech. Thank you very much.